Hello! I cannot wait to show you guys how to make these red heart crochet granny sweater ornaments. I mean, how adorable is this? And of course, I had to add on some fun and festive buttons. I just think it makes such a cute little embellishment. This pattern is available on yarnspirations.com for free, an easy and quick little download. And I love the colors they used. Of course, you can choose any colors you like and kind of rotate them in any different way, making different kinds of stripes or whatever you prefer. So I made like a little gingerbread one, a little candy cane, and this one's just kind of the classic Christmas colors. This time though, I think I'm gonna show you guys how to do, oh, I have a cute little tree. I found these fun snowman and snowflake buttons. So I grabbed some blue yarn, and I think we're just going to go with this. I'm going to do kind of this same format right here where we have the green and the red stripe, but it'll just be blue. And then we will add on our buttons. Okay, so let me put this off to the side a little bit. And I'm going to kind of make this pattern. I'm just going to try and explain it in my own kind of language here. The pattern is kind of technically written in crochet form, so just bear with me. Let's just kind of do it this way. We are going to make a slip knot on your hook, and be sure to leave kind of a longish tail because this actually can be used for the little loop at the top of your sweater if you want to hang it on a tree for your ornament. Okay, so I made a slip knot and we are going to chain 8. Okay, and now we are going to join to that first chain that we made, and we're gonna, this makes like a little, nice little ring we can work inside of. Okay, so you're just going to leave the little tail hanging. So around the ring, we are going to single crochet 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're just going to join, kind of twist it around a little bit here. We're just going to join right to that first, is that my first? Yep, that's my first single crochet. I think. I'm trying to find my first single crochet. Nope, that wasn't it. It was right here. Okay. We're just going to join. And what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to make 2 double crochets all in that same stitch. And this acts as our first granny cluster. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip a stitch, and we're going to make 3 double crochets all in one stitch, plus a chain 2, plus 3 more double crochets. Okay, now this is going to be your first corner for your sleeve. All right, now we are going to chain 1. We are going to skip a stitch, and we're going to make 3 double crochets all in that next stitch. So that's our next little granny cluster. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to make 1 more little corner for the other side. So that's going to be 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to join to the top of that chain 3. That chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Okay, so I just want to stop here and show you guys what's happening. So these 2 little corner pieces, that's where your arms are going to be, and then these just little granny clusters are just the body of it. I am not going to be switching colors yet, so I'm not going to bother fastening off the yarn and rejoining. So I'm just going to kind of slip stitch over until I get to that first chain space. And in that chain space, we're going to chain 3. That counts as our first double crochet, and make 2 double crochets. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to come over here to that next, this is our corner, so we're going to make another corner stitch here, which is 3 double crochets. Oop. A chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work into that next chain space, making 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1, work over to that next space, 3 double crochets, chain 1. Here we are at our corner, so we're just going to do another corner in here, which is 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. We're going to chain 1, and we just have 1 more space to work in there. So we're going to make our 3 double crochets for our granny stitch, make a chain 1, and we're going to join to the top of that chain 3. But right now, I think I want to switch. Let's see, I'm using this as my little guide here. Yep. So I'm going to switch to the next color for this little, I'm making a little stripe in my sweater. So as I'm joining, I'm grabbing my new color. If I can find the end. Oh, should have done that to begin with here. Let's see. Okay, let's bring this in. Come on. Okay, let's go back to it here. So I'm going to join this in. Okay. I'm going to chain 3. Bear with me here. And I'm going to turn. Okay. And I'm going to work right in this first stitch, and I'm going to make 2 double crochets. So that's kind of our first granny stitch. And you can actually fasten this part off so we're not connected here. Where is it? Let's just fasten that blue off for a minute, the darker blue. Okay, we're going to chain 1. All right. And we are going to make we are going to make, where's my pattern? I think I have this right. Yes, okay. We're going to make 3 double crochets in that next space, chain 1. Okay, now skip over your corner. We're going to get to the arms later. We're just going to continue on and make the body of the sweater. So we're going to chain 1. I'm skipping over that. Okay, so bring your hook over here. 3 double crochets. Come on, yarn. Okay. So you can kind of see how we're leaving that open there. Chain 1, go over to this next space. Make those 3 double crochets. Chain 1. 3 double crochets in the next. Okay, I know this is going to kind of flip over on you. It's okay. I chained 1. I'm going to skip over my corner. All right. And I'm coming over here to make, that should be my last one. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to join to that first chain 3 to the top. I can get my hook in there. I forgot to mention to you guys, I am using a size H hook, which is not what this pattern calls for. It calls for a size 7, a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. I just did not have that, and I just love my size H hooks, and I'm happy with the size of my sweaters, so feel free to use a size H as well, or whatever size you feel comfortable with. All right. Okay, so I just want to kind of show you guys what's happening here. So we have our little armholes. We have the first part of the body. All right. So now I am going to chain 3, turn again. So now we're working kind of on the right side of our project again. We won't, after this, we won't have to turn our work, or at least I'm not. Because I feel like with the color changes I'm doing, this works out. So I chained 3, I turned, I made 2 double crochets. Chain 1, work in that next space here. Make our 3 double crochets. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Just 3 double crochets in all those spaces. Chain 1. And then, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. All right, now I want to change back to my green. So let's do something. Let's join. I'm not going to join in that darker blue yarn quite yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch over. So I'm working in that first chain space, and I'm going to clip off this yarn because I don't need it again until we get to the arms. And I'm going to join in my darker blue yarn, and we're just going to make 2 more granny stitch rows with the darker blue. So chain 3 and 2 double crochets, which has been acting as our first granny stitch. Chain 1 over to that next space. You guys kind of get this pattern now. Chain 1. One. Another chain 1. Okay, 1 more space. Chain 1 and join. Sometimes it's hard to get your hook into that top of that chain 3. Okay, and again, I'm just going to slip stitch over. You can turn your work if you want. I'm just going to slip stitch over, make that chain 3, and continue on just as I was doing, making these granny stitches. Pretty easy. Here we go. Okay. Chain 1, join. And that was the last round of granny stitches for the body of your sweater. And now you get to join, chain 1. Let's just look at how this cute little sweater looks. And we're just going to make single crochets around the bottom edge to finish it off. And then I'm just making 1, did I say double crochets? Single crochets. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around, including 1 in your chain space. Just gives it a nice little finished edge. And join. Fasten off. I would probably weave in this end, but before we do the arms, I just want to show you something. Now I'm just using mine as simple little ornaments. You could go ahead and weave in your ends. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tie them. Just going to tie these because I don't really care what it looks like on the inside. I'm not gifting it to anyone. It's just going to hang on my little yarn crochet tree in my office. Okay. And I'll just knot, I guess this one. Can't even tell where these strands were coming from, to be honest. But just get rid of some of these ends. That's good. Okay, and remember we're still leaving this long tail. I'm gonna flip it inside out. We do want to weave this in. Of course, I don't have my tapestry needle handy, but you get the idea. Okay. Dang it, this looks so cute so far. So let's start on the arms. So the arms is going to be, your first kind of round of the arms is going to be your stripe color, at least in the one I'm making. Feel free to follow the versions, how they're written on the Your Inspirations pattern. I'm just kind of switching it up a little and making the stripes a little different. All right. So I'm just going to start right here in this armhole corner. I'm going to join in the light blue for my stripe, and I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to make 2 double crochets. That was my first little granny stitch. Chain 1. We're going to come over here. We're going to work right in this little armpit where the 2 colors meet. And we're going to make 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Turning, turning, turning. Skip this part down here. You're going to go all the way to that other little armpit where those 2 colors join. Okay, so right here. Come on. And we're going to make those 3 double crochets. Chain 1 and join to the top of your chain 3. Come on. And I'm just going to slip stitch over till I get to that next chain space, because we're going to do, now that you kind of have your little arm started, it's only 3 granny stitches. So we're going to do the same thing. Let's go over to our chain space. We're going to make those 3 double crochets. Or three chains plus 2 double crochets for that first one. Chain 1. Go to that next space. 3 double crochets. Sorry, it's hard to see because you're working with such a tiny little arm. Okay, we have that last chain space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. I'm going to join. I'm going to slip stitch over. And I'm going to join. I'm going to clip this off actually. And I'm going to join back in my blue because I've already done 2 rounds of that. And I just want it to be my little 2 round stripe of light blue. So I'm joining in my dark blue for the rest of the arm. Let's do that chain 3 plus the 2 double crochets. Chain 1. Working in the next space. Chain 1. Work in the next space. one. I know you have all these little loose ends, but that's okay. You can tie them off or weave them in. Okay, join, and I'm just going to slip stitch over till I'm in that next chain space. I'm going to make the 3 chains and the 2 double crochets. Chain 1 onto that next space, 3 double crochets, chain 1 onto the next space, chain 1, and join. That was the last granny stitch round, and now we get to have our fun little round of just simple single crochet stitches. So we're going to join, chain 1, and make single crochets. Okay, come on. Can't get my hook in there. Single crochets all the way around. Even in that little chain space. Okay. One more. I'm just gonna go ahead and join. Fasten off. You can tie off or weave in these little stragglers. All right. You're gonna do the exact same thing you just did here on this side. And then we're gonna add on our buttons. And you can either stitch on your buttons or just hot glue them on. But I usually just like to hot glue them because, again, you know, this isn't anything that's actually going to be worn. It's just a little fun ornament. Now let's put the small one. So you'll just glue them on like this. It's going to be so cute. And I'm just going to finish up this other arm. But I think you guys kind of have the rhythm now. And then use this with your tapestry needle. Oh, I wish I had one sitting here with me right now, which I don't. Oh, I do. Let's just do this real quick so we can kind of finish off the tutorial. I just loop this here, you know, as long or short as you want, and just weave that in nicely. And you have your little ornament loop, so you can hang it from your tree at the top of your sweater. So cute. Pattern is on yarnspirations.com, and I will leave the link below.